Welcome to Media Watch. I'm Jonathan Holmes. With the government's policy in chaos, 138 more asylum seekers arrived at Christmas Island over the weekend. But why is it such a huge political issue? Partly at least because many Australians believe that boat people are being treated far too generously. If you just watched Sarah Ferguson's Four Corners report on the effects of detention, you might find that hard to believe. But far more people watch Seven's Today Tonight and get a very different picture. According to TT, asylum seekers and refugees live in luxury, costing the taxpayer squillions. 2 weeks ago, they served up this.
First tonight, our investigation into how the government is putting out the welcome mat for refugees. We've gone inside the so-called refugee resorts, where there's no wire fencing, no bars, and the inmates live in four-star luxury.
See that? $400 a week. What was that figure based on? We aren't told. But later in the report, we'll see this.
How much would you get? Same like other people.
We've talked to that person. We've blurred his face. Today Tonight didn't. As we'll see later, he has good reasons not to want to be identified. But he told us,
I was talking about Centrelink payment. I get $400 a fortnight.
A fortnight, not a week. Today Tonight have now told us that the graphic was
an error in the editing.
In the editing. Pull the other one. As we'll see later, one of your interviewees says the false information was given to her too. David Ecclestone's report supposedly dealt with how asylum seekers and refugees are treated, yet it barely mentioned the detention centres where most unauthorised arrivals are locked up for months and years. Instead, we got this.
This is the two-bedroom apartment.
Today Tonight has found asylum seekers being put up in a four-star hotel like this one, awaiting judgment on their immigration status.
Today Tonight found asylum seekers at the Virginia Palms Motel in Brisbane last year. It hasn't been used to house them since June this year. No motels are currently being used as detention centres anywhere in Australia. Which isn't to say that they won't be soon, now that the Malaysia solution has collapsed. The Department of Immigration's Sandy Logan told us,
A place of alternative detention is selected based on what is readily available, readily accessible and suits the department's needs at the time for long-term accommodation for families and unaccompanied minors.
It's all about families with kids. It's not about luxury. But on with the show.
They even have a Facebook page. What better way to spread the word of the land of plenty to those back home?
Like the motel footage, this is old stuff. When Today Tonight showed that refugee's Facebook page in July last year, we got in touch with him. We've concealed his identity. Today Tonight did not. He told us that the photos on the beach at the Gold Coast were taken during an excursion while he was in detention, but most of the pictures were not.
Others are taken to Sydney Olympic Park, Luna Park and the Melbourne Aquarium.
Those pictures of him, said the owner of the Facebook page, were taken
when I released from detention, like Sydney Olympic Park and around Opera House.
Today Tonight has told Media Watch that its
contacts in the Immigration Department maintain they were all taken while in detention.
As if contacts in immigration would know better than the subject of the photographs. But the most damaging misinformation was still to come.